This is Too Far Enterprises, and I would like to know, why is it that people have such a problem talking about Africa? People can admit they're black, they can say they're black Indians, they can say Negro, they can say Nile Valley, they can say Egypt. But you say African, and black people, white people, Indian people, Chinese people, Japanese people, all kind of people start having a problem. But guess what? From the pink African all the way to the darkest black blue, we are all Africans. Now, you don't have to accept that. You know, there may be another version of the truth, but so far scientifically, that's where the evidence right now lies. And that's what has been actually proven, and that's what I'm going with. Another thing is, a lot of people like to call themselves Negroes, black Americans. They want to be not African, they want to be American, but they look like us. And so I want to ask yourself, if you don't have money, what does that look like? If you have money, they'll let you act like you're American, but you don't really have the rights that you think you do. And if you do, you pay for them. But you will never reach that elite blue blood status. The overseer will never be the master. And it looks like their plan is working to perfection, because one of the things that rich people have always done, they've acquired so much property and money that they can't watch it themselves. So what they did is they got somebody that looked close to them or that they could use, okay, as a buffer to secure their property and watch it while they sleep and drink mint juleps. And so right now, while brown, yellow, red people and pink Africans are fighting amongst themselves, hating each other, the rich are stealing the rest of our rights and privileges, houses with gentrification. They get the poor people out, especially the black people in the cities, okay? And then the real estate rises through the roof. It's happened in Detroit, Michigan. It's happened in New Orleans. It's happening all over the place. And people can't see it because we're so busy arguing and about things that really don't matter, okay? Colorism and classism and whether you were black or white really didn't matter till like about the 1700s or 1600s or maybe even the 1800s. It didn't matter. But now everything comes down to black, white, and who can pass for white. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is, before I let you listen to this, is that search your heart, because we know when we're biased, we know when we're racist, we know when we're prejudiced, okay? But no matter what you want to be, does not change what you really are. And the origins of man goes back to Africa, that which we can verify. There have been other theories that we can't verify, okay? But it appears that we may have not been the only, I wouldn't say people on this earth, but the only beings on this earth. But I'm not going down that rabbit hole, because the government and rich people have conspired to keep the truth away from us so long that we don't know the truth. And for black people, it was beat out of you. It was torn asunder. And you can't even name the country that you may have come from, truly come from. I would say Africa, but who knows? In Americas, they could have had people here all along. We don't know. But what we can scientifically prove is that right now, all of us are Africans. And so, please listen to this.
Indian people, we believe we are black people. We know.
Do you? That is not true.
Well, read it. Okay, bro, look at Google. Bro, how can you? Okay, here is the thing, bro. When you don't know something, you should stay. Like you could.
Wait,
you should
believes
Google
they're
it.
black people?
Because we came from Africa. That is
Of course.
That is the.
What is that?
Bro, black people don't live in India.
Yes, they do. Africans, because you got
Africans.
out of Africa.
And they have
you know.
bro,
Nigerians are there, and you guys are beating the out of African students.
That was one instant that
No, it isn't. It isn't.
Bro, that is rampant. The amplification
It is rampant.
Bro, the number of that.
So, lately we've had Chinese and we've got Indians telling us that they don't think that black people, especially African people, are smart or, you know, they're dumb. And the fact is, I asked, well, what does that make you? If you're descended from African people, then if they're the dumbest people on earth, where does that leave you? I just wanted to ask that question because, you see, a lot of the things that you think your people built, a lot of the things that you think your people did, that goes for Europeans, Asians, Indians, all people, was done. There's nothing new under the sun. Was already done by Africans, okay? And I'm not to say that, you know, I try not to say that different cultures are better than any other culture, but I'll be damned if I'm going to sit down here and let another culture sit down and call us the dumbest people on the earth when we actually were the parents of people on this earth, okay? And until you prove me different, you need to mind your elders, okay? Another thing is, what is this hatred that you have that's so deep, especially you pink Africans, i.e. Europeans? I want to know, what is it that make you hate us and want to kill us and do the things that you've done? Now, we know you did the same thing to people that look like you in Europe and wherever you were. But I'm talking about when you came out of Africa and you went to populate other areas. I want to know if you were a Neanderthal when you left out of Africa. Because as far as I know, you can put a suit on a garbage can, but it'll still be a garbage can. And like Wendell Pierce said the other day on a TV show, we learned violent behavior from our children, the Europeans. You see, we wanted to always be human beings. In case you don't know that, Africans, Black Americans, Negroes, we always wanted to be these spiritual beings. But I'm telling you right now, you better take a lesson out of the Europeans' book, because if not, you'll find yourself extinct, okay? Right now, they're using people, I believe, to try to get rid of black folks, okay? Even though you can't do without us. And just think, if you wouldn't have had us, okay, free labor, you wouldn't have had the wealth that you got. Here, read this book, Black Labor, White Wealth, by Dr. Claude Anderson. And you'll find a lot of things that you thought you knew, which you don't know, you still don't. When we argue with each other about foolishness when we should be paying attention. Too Far Enterprises. Remember,